Hey everyone! The other day, my little sister showed me this travel case for jewelry. I thought that it was really cute and a pretty good idea for keeping your jewelry all organized while you're traveling. For me, I usually just toss everything into like a Ziploc bag or something, and then I have to deal with trying to untangle everything whenever I get to my destination, so it's not really ideal. But once she showed me this travel case, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to make one. Well, it turned out that I have this clutch that I thrifted a while ago. I saw it and I thought that I could maybe do something with it. I thought that it had good bones, so I bought it with no project in mind really. So when I saw this travel case and I wanted to make one, I thought that this clutch would be perfect for it. So today I'm going to take that thrifted clutch and turn it into a jewelry travel case. I guess technically this is a craft hoard because everything that I used came from my craft hoard. Anyway, I'm gonna count it as a craft hoard because, like I said, I didn't have to buy anything for it. I just used what I had. So yeah, let's get started. Here's the clutch. So first things first, I had to remove the existing pink pleathery outside. The edge was just glued on and was already coming off, so I just had to pull it off. I also had to remove the frame from the rest of the clutch. Usually these types of frames are squeezed in and glued in place, but this one was just screwed in, which made it a lot easier to take apart and would make it easier to put back together when the time comes. When I had the frame removed, I cleaned it with some alcohol to get the extra glue from around the edges off. I took some fresh bookboard and traced the shape of the body onto it. For the new body, I wanted the spine to be soft so the frame can open as big as it can, so I just traced the front and back onto the bookboard, and then I cut these pieces out. I then laid the body piece onto a piece of pleather that I wanted to use for the outside, and I marked and cut this piece. I also cut a strip of the fabric that I wanted to use for the inside and glued that to the inside of the spine. I cut a piece of fabric that was a bit wider than the bookboard piece that I cut earlier, but was about half the height. I then took a piece of elastic that was about as wide as the bookboard piece, and then I sewed it onto the top of the fabric, pulling the elastic as I sewed, making the fabric ruche together like so. Then I folded down the elastic and sewed over it again to make this look a bit more finished. While I had the sewing machine out, I sewed a thin tube of fabric that was a little shorter than the bookboard piece's width. Then I took 2 small squares of the gray pleather and sandwiched that on one end, using glue to help hold it in place for now. Then I sewed around the edges. Then I stuffed the tube with a bit of polyfill. Then I capped off the other end with 2 more pieces of pleather like so. This piece will hold rings eventually. I cut a hole on the end and attached a snap button closure onto it. To make the piece that will hold earrings, I cut 2 strips of the pleather, matching the length and shape of the ring piece. I glued these 2 pieces together, and once that was dry, I cut a hole in the end and attached a snap button closure. Then I added pairs of holes along the length of the strip. If your ears are stretched, you can use a leather hole punch or something to make the holes a bit bigger to accommodate your plugs and/or tunnels. On the bookboard piece that will have the ring and earring holder, I positioned where I wanted them, and then I marked where the snap closure was so that I could cut holes into the bookboard for the other side of the snap closure. I also marked and cut holes into fabric that was cut to be a little bit bigger than the bookboard piece. Then I attached the snap closures onto the bookboard piece, making sure to also sandwich the fabric between the closure. Then I snapped the earring and ring holders in place so I knew where to sew them onto the inside fabric. Once positioned and marked, I sewed those on. Then I spread glue all along the bookboard and smoothed the fabric down. You'll notice here that I switched the type of glue that I was using. Initially I was using the thicker industrial strength glue, but it was kind of a pain to spread nicely, so I switched to this PVA glue that I have for bookbinding, and it works pretty well to glue the fabric onto the bookboard, so I ended up switching to that for the rest of the project. Well, most of it anyway. I flipped it over and glued the extra fabric around and down onto the back. Then I set this aside to work on the other side. This side will be to hold necklaces and bracelets and whatnot. I glued a piece of fabric onto the bookboard to completely cover it, gluing the extra fabric around and onto the back, just like the other side. Then I took the elastic piece of fabric and about halfway down, I glued the sides around onto the back and then glued the bottom onto the back, folding the fabric along the bottom to account for the ruching. Along the top, I sewed 4 big lobster clasps, making sure to pierce through the book board to give them a bit more strength. Then I spread glue onto the back of these bookboard pieces and glued them down onto the pleather outer layer, lining them up with the outside edge like so. Once that was dry, I trimmed the corners to round them off, and then I slid this new body piece into place in the frame. I screwed the body onto the frame, and then I thought I was done. So I took some finish shots, but then I remembered about the pleather along the outside edge that I forgot to replace. So I cut some thin strips. Unfortunately, my pleather scrap wasn't long enough to cut one long piece, so I had to cut 2 pieces and hide the seam under the little clasp thing, but it seemed to work out. So after I cut those out, I glued those down. And for this part, I busted out that industrial glue again because I was going to be attaching the fabric to metal and that was going to work better than the PVA glue. So yeah, and now it's complete. I think this turned out pretty darn cute, and I can't wait to use this the next time I go travel. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all of that good stuff. Here's a featured project from the Cheslin DIY hashtag. You can share your projects that you've made on Instagram or Twitter, and you'll have a chance of being featured right here. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, the links to those will be down below. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much to my patrons for helping me produce this video. If you like my videos and have learned something from them, please consider supporting me on Patreon to help me continue to make them. It's totally optional. I'll still be making videos either way. It just helps me be able to put out better stuff. A link will be down below, or you can just click up here in the corner.